Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so. And I'm exceptionally pleased about to bring you this JiangHun, I believe it's called. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Thank you to Gary over at I Like Watches. He made a referral to me to review this watch. I think he got it in, didn't have enough time. The guy's got loads of watches coming in. He asked me would I be keen. At first I thought it was the larger one, so I was gonna probably say it's not for me because it's a bit too big. This one's a little bit more compact, still not small, but yeah, looking a lot better. You can tell Sam Martin have made it just by the finishing. The little details and stuff are exceptional. I love the dial. I'm a bit of a sucker for a dial, as you guys will know. So this is the JiangHun. I don't know if I'm saying that right. War drum. They put one out a while ago. It's 46 mil. That was just way too big for me. This is just below 42. Or say 42 mil, and I'm not hating it. When I first saw it, I was thinking it looks like a watch with a bit of an identity crisis. I wasn't too sure what to make of it, but I'm here for it. If Sam Martin have made it, we know it's going to be good quality. Do you know what I mean? So whether they've nailed it in terms of the design, but in terms of the elements, the finishing and stuff, we know that's going to be good. So is it all that? Has it been one I've been excited to get in for no reason? We're going to get there together as ever. So I'll leave a link in the description. Please feel free to use it. Not an affiliate link. It just makes your life a little bit easier. But I'm not disliking this one. GMT NH34 inside, sapphire crystal, cool looking case. It's got like pilot vibes. But yeah, I'm gonna stop going on because you want to see the watch. So get yourself a nice beverage, a nice brew, because it's about that time to get the camera turned around. Hi guys, so this is the watch. I'm pretty sure this is the packaging you're going to get. Out of cardboard box. Inside you've got some information, hang tag, instruction manual, warranty and all the good stuff that you're a better person than me to read through. But it's nice that they include it all the same. I tend to not pay much attention to that, rightly or wrongly, but yeah, I'm going to show it to you anyway. Here's the watch inside. I do quite like it when it comes with these sort of travel cases, because it's something that you can just keep using. And it's not going to be for everyone, this watch, guys. It's a bit of a different type of watch, but it's smaller than the last one they done, which I'm here for. And here it is. So this is the JiangHun or JiangHun. I'm saying it wrong, I'm sure. It's the JH0102G. I'll bring some other colours up so you can make an informed decision for yourself. But it's a striking piece, nice dial, which I've always been a bit of a sucker for. And where it's made from San Martin, I'm sure you're going to expect the usual high level of finishing and all that good stuff. So yeah, the JiangHun is JH0102G. Inside the watch, you won't be able to see it, but that's a stunning case back. It's running a Seiko NH34 movement. 24 joules, 21,600 beats per hour, 41 hour power reserve. It's not a true GMT in the sense that it's not a traveler GMT, which is what you get with the Miyota 9075, but this was the movement of choice for a lot of people when it was released from Seiko. Still a fantastic movement. Where it's from Seiko, you know what you're getting. It's reliable, rugged, reliable, as the NH35 and NH36 are. So yeah, not bad at all. The construction of the watch, aside from the strap and the crystal, is 316L stainless steel. So that's the crown, very sort of military inspired sort of pilot style crown. You got the case, which is one, and the bezel's integrated into that. You got the case back, which is screwed down with 6 screws. I'm loving that at the back. That dragon is stunning. So the case back, the case, the lugs and the hardware is all 316L stainless steel and mainly brushed, but I do like those polished elements that you'll see on the sort of bezel for the GMT. I think it looks very nice. The case thickness of the watch is 14.2 millimeters, so quite thick. I'm not sure it needed to be that thick, but it is anyway. The case diameter, I measured from the 8 to the 2. It was coming in at 41.8 millimeters. When you go from the 9 to the 3, including the crown, when it's screwed up, it was coming in at 46.5 millimeters. The lug width, so it takes 20 straps, but the lug width I was measuring at more like 20.5, which is a bit unusual. I've not really had that before. But the lug to lug tip, the tip of the watch is 48.5 millimeters. So I think it's a good size. It doesn't look too out of place on my wrist, and you'd have seen it on the intro. So, but yeah, I would rather it not being quite so thick, to be honest. Crown screwed down at the 3 o'clock position. The case, I don't mind showing you one more time because I think it's a beauty. I love a nice case back, and that is a very, very nice case back. The bezel, 24 hours for the GMT, and it'll work really well where the hand for the GMT, which is the orange one, reaches out to where it does to enable you to set a second time zone and stuff, which I'll talk about in a few moments' time. The crown situated at 3 o'clock, as I mentioned. The leather strap it comes on is very, very comfortable. It's a little bit undersized, but very, very comfortable. Does the business. Not quick release, which I was a bit surprised about, but then the brakes, pin buckle clasp, JiangHun on there as well. And it's a real nice piece. The finishing on this, as you'd expect, given it's a sister company of St. Martin, it's very, very nice. Very satiny sort of brush throughout the watch. The crystal covering the dial was a sapphire crystal, and not bad clarity, given it's quite domed. So it's a bit difficult, especially when I use 3 different lights to do my recordings. So yeah, nice bit of sapphire crystal. The water resistance, you'll make out down at the 6, is 200 meters. So that'll give you 20 atmospheres of water resistance. So the weight would appear in the top right. So bearing in mind, it's only on a leather strap. It was coming in at just below 105 grams. So that is a serious bit of heft, in my opinion. Not inconsiderable when you consider it's literally all coming from the head of the watch. But let's have a look at the dial in a bit more detail. So the dial is stunning. It makes me think of like a grenade. Really, really nice. I just love dials that have different textures and stuff on them, and this is definitely what you get here. You got a minute track going around the outer edge. It's a sandwich dial, so you have sort of cutouts for where the indices would be. Obviously, there's none at the 3 o'clock, given that's where the date is. But at the 12, 6, and 9, you've got sort of orange accents. That's also in keeping with the GMT hand, and where it says GMT down at the 6. Nothing's been applied onto the dial. You got the sandwich dial, you got JiangHun, and the logo that's been printed on just below the indices at the 12. You got GMT automatic, 200M equals 660 feet, just down at the 6. I think the date would have been better with Blackwell Wright writing, where that's what they've got. But actually, it's not a terrible eyesore. On some watches, it does really stand out. On this, I'm pleased to say it's not so bad. It works quite well, but that would just be my takeaway. Blackwell White writing would have been a little bit better. But on this, it's not something that's really offended me. Possibly because you've got quite a lot of white with the hour and minute hands. So maybe that sort of helped it not stand out quite so much. You got nice proportions on the hands. The second hand with the red accent really offers a bit of difference from the sort of grey, whites and oranges that are going on the dial. You've got the GMT hand, which we'll talk about in a few moments, which is orange. Reaches out very nicely, so you can use that 24-hour bezel to set a second time zone. And now you're thinking, Si, listen, I'm here for the loom. What's the loom saying? So the loom, I wasn't sure what to expect, because it's not an expensive watch. So then I bring the price up here, but I think it's very, very good loom. I'm not sure what you would call this watch. It's very military inspired, but the loom is very, very good. I dare say I was expecting it. St. Martin don't mess about nowadays. And like I said, where's their sister company? I was half expecting it to be good, and it is. It just shines and shines and goes, which is exactly what you want from your loom. So that was a nice surprise. I'm always here for nice surprises, as I mentioned just a moment ago. So the crown is now unscrewed from the case. Good size crown. If you turn it, you can charge it. Take it to the first position, you can change the date, but I'm not going to do that just yet, because I'm going to scroll through and ensure, that it's in the safe time zone, and it obviously wasn't. So what we're going to do now, I'll leave it sort of around here. That's sort of the place I like to leave it. You'll see it hacks when I do that. But now where we know it's in the safe, so 8 p.m. to 4 a.m, I wouldn't change the date. We now know that sort of 7 minutes past 8 in the morning on this watch now. If you scroll towards you, you can change the GMT hand. We'll leave it over here for now. That's now saying it's the same in both time zones. So say this is 7 minutes past 8 in the morning. That's saying 7 minutes past 8 in the morning there. Actually, what we'll do, I'll leave it about up here. So that's now saying it's 9:07 at the second time zone, given you use the 24-hour bezel. And then if you go the other way, you can change the date, and we know it's safe given it's that time in the morning. And when the time comes, when you screw it up, there's gonna be absolutely no problems because that crown is humongous. But that's everything going on there, guys. That's the dial, hand, indices, loom movement. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. One moment, guys. Okay, so guys and girls, this is what it looks like on my wrist. My wrist is a 7¼ inch wrist. And it's not massive on my wrist, is it? I think it works really well. The strap only has a couple more holes to get tighter, 3 more. It needs to be a bit longer, to be honest, given that. But I think it's a striking piece, very unusual. It's something you could use probably for lots of different things. Bit thicker than I think it needed to be, but because of the way it's shaped, it wears quite well, to be honest. I can't knock it really, but I think it's a real stunning piece. But as I always say, every single review, what do you all make of it? Okay, so guys and girls, that would now take me swiftly on to what I think is pants and pucker about the watch. If you've ever watched any of my reviews before, you know I always start with pants. I like to go high with pucker. So what I think is pants about the watch, there's not a lot, to be honest. The bigger one didn't appeal to me. It was sort of 46mm. That's huge. That's not going to work for me. But this one, size-wise, being below 42 is much better. 2 things I'm going to say is I'm going to just go with the strap length. You saw there's only 2 more holes for it to, and that was right at the end. Then the catcher was kind of struggling to do anything with it because there was no need for it really, because it's not very long. So the strap length and the thickness, I think 14mm thick, it just didn't need to be the case really. They could have shaved a mil or 2 off and still got the same sort of aesthetic, just with it being a bit slimmer. So they're the 2 things I'm going to say. Is I'm going to go with the strap length and the thickness. But I think it's pucker quite a bit more, because this is one that I was actually really looking forward to seeing, and thanks to Gary, it happened. So I'm going to go with the sapphire crystal. I love a bit of sapphire, don't know, I can't lie. The dial, I think the dial on this is one of my most impressive things, really. Like I said, it does look like a grenade. I think it looks really nice. And it is called the war drum, so that would make sense. The loom really took me by surprise. It does last and last a bit more. The case back, again, that's one of my other favourite things about the watch. It's just unfortunate when you're wearing it, no one's going to see it, because that looks like a bit of artistry, doesn't it? Looks very, very nice. The finishing, the satin brushing you're getting throughout the watch is beautiful. I like those sort of polished elements on the bezel as well. Just adds a bit of difference from the brushed or everywhere else. The size, I think the size is much better in terms of the way it was before with 46mm. Yeah, it was a bit too big. And uniqueness. I think this watch is extremely unique. I've not seen anything like this around. It sort of amalgamated a few different styles of watches into one, and I don't think they've done a bad job of it, really. So they're the things I'm going to say is I'm going to go to sapphire crystal, dial, loom, case back, finishing size and uniqueness of the watch, and that'll take me on to, would I recommend this watch? And I mean, guys, it's not going to be for everybody, but again, with the price I bring up in front of me, for what you're getting, how well finished it is, how robust it is, how it looks, what the loom's saying, reliable movement, sapphire crystal, I would definitely say check it out. Really nice watch. Very original in design. Like I said, a few design cues from different watches, but original in its design. So yeah, I would. But guys and girls, as ever, please let me know what you think about this watch, more importantly. And maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as I always say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.